Diane is 68 years old. She lives in Portland, Oregon, raised 3 kids, worked 30 years as a high school art teacher. She's sharp, funny, stubborn in the best possible way. And for the past 2 years, she's been quietly terrified of her own staircase. It started small. A little wobble getting up from the dinner table, needing to grab the counter when she stood up too fast, feeling like her legs were just heavier than they used to be, less responsive, like the signal from her brain to her feet was traveling through wet concrete. She mentioned it to her sister. Her sister said, "You're almost 70, Diane, that's just how it is." She mentioned it to her neighbor. Her neighbor said, "I feel the same way, I just take it slow now." And for a while, Diane accepted that answer. But here's what neither Diane nor her sister nor her neighbor knew. Weak legs after 60 are not simply aging. In most cases, they are one of the earliest signs of something specific, something measurable, and something that can actually be addressed. It's called sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. It happens silently. No pain, no swelling, no dramatic warning, just a gradual, quiet erosion of the muscle mass in your lower body, until one day getting out of a chair requires effort that shocks you. According to research in geriatric medicine, adults over 60 can lose between 1 and 3% of their muscle mass every single year without even realizing it. But here's what the research also shows, and this is the part that changes everything. 3 specific vitamins play a direct, documented role in rebuilding leg strength, supporting the nerves that activate your muscles, and improving the circulation that keeps your legs powered. No extreme exercise program, no expensive therapy, just the right nutrients at the right time used the right way. Today we're breaking down exactly what they are, how they work inside your body, and how to use them to start getting stronger. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, Diane's story has a very different ending, and why your legs go first, and why it matters more than you think. Before we get to the vitamins, let's talk about why the legs. Your legs are the largest muscle group in your body. They burn the most energy, carry the most load, and, critically, they are the first place the body pulls resources from when it's running low on what it needs. Think of your body like a household budget during a tight month. The first things you cut aren't the essentials. They're the big-ticket items you think you can get by without for a while. For your body, that's the legs. And the consequences aren't just inconvenience. Research consistently links lower body weakness in adults over 60 to higher rates of falls, fractures, loss of independence, and even cognitive decline. Your legs aren't just how you move. They're how you stay in the world. The good news: the research is equally clear that targeted nutritional support can meaningfully slow and even partially reverse this process. Your muscles retain the ability to respond and rebuild. They just need the right signals. 3 vitamins provide those signals more powerfully than almost anything else. Vitamin number 1, vitamin D, the muscle repair powerhouse. Most Americans think of vitamin D as a bone vitamin. Take it so your calcium absorbs. Keep your skeleton strong. Good advice, but it barely scratches the surface of what vitamin D actually does. Here's what most people don't know. Vitamin D plays a direct, critical role in muscle protein synthesis, the process by which your body actually builds and repairs muscle fibers. Without adequate vitamin D, that process slows. Your muscles can't recover efficiently. They can't respond to the signals telling them to grow stronger, and the data on deficiency is striking. Research has consistently linked low vitamin D levels in adults over 60 to reduced lower body strength, slower walking speed, and significantly higher rates of falls. Let's go back to Diane. When her doctor finally ordered a blood panel, something Diane had been putting off, her vitamin D level came back at 18 nanograms per milliliter. The optimal range for muscle function is generally considered to be above 40. She was less than halfway there. Her doctor looked at the number and said, "This explains a lot. How to get enough vitamin D. Your skin produces vitamin D from sunlight, but after 60, that process becomes significantly less efficient. Even people who spend time outdoors often can't make enough through sun exposure alone. Food sources: fatty fish like salmon and mackerel, egg yolks, fortified milk, and orange juice. Supplement form: look specifically for vitamin D3, also called cholecalciferol. This is the form your body uses most effectively. For most adults over 60, A range of 800 to 2,000 IU daily is commonly recommended, though your ideal dose depends on your blood levels. Get tested first, it matters. Critical tip: vitamin D is fat-soluble. It needs dietary fat to absorb properly. Take it with breakfast: eggs, avocado, a little olive oil. Don't take it on an empty stomach or you're leaving much of the benefit on the table. Within 3 months of consistent vitamin D supplementation at the right dose, Diane noticed something. Getting up from her reading chair didn't feel like a project anymore. "It's subtle," she told her sister, "but something's different." Our vitamin R2, vitamin B12, the nerve activator. Here's a question most people have never considered. What if the problem isn't your muscles at all, but the signal trying to reach them? Your muscles don't move on their own. Every contraction, every step, every moment of balance requires a nerve signal, traveling from your brain down through your spinal cord, through your peripheral nerves, all the way to the muscle fibers in your calves, your thighs, your feet. Vitamin B12 is what keeps that entire communication highway functioning. It maintains the myelin sheath, the protective coating around your nerve fibers that allows signals to travel quickly and cleanly. When B12 is low, that coating degrades. The signals slow down, they get garbled, and what you feel is numbness, tingling, weakness, particularly in the legs and feet. Here's the part that surprises most people. B12 deficiency is remarkably common in adults over 60, not because of poor diet alone, but because aging naturally reduces the stomach acid and proteins needed to absorb B12 from food. You can be eating B12-rich foods every day and still be deficient. Certain medications make it worse. If you've ever been on medication for acid reflux or blood sugar management, your B12 absorption may be significantly compromised without anyone mentioning it. Meet Harold, 71 years old, retired electrician from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Harold had been complaining for 2 years about what he called dead feet, that pins and needles feeling that never fully went away. His balance had gotten shaky enough that he'd stopped going on his evening walks, something he'd done his whole adult life. His B12 came back critically low. Within 6 weeks of supplementation, the tingling had decreased noticeably. Within 3 months, he was back on his evening walks. "I thought that feeling was just permanent," he said. Turns out it was a deficiency. How to get enough B12. Food sources: meat, fish, eggs, dairy, fortified cereals. Supplement form. If you're over 60, standard B12 pills may not absorb well enough due to reduced stomach acid. Look for sublingual B12. Tablets that dissolve under your tongue and absorb directly into the bloodstream, bypassing digestion entirely. Aim for 500 to 1,000 micrograms daily if supplementing. Bonus: B12 also supports red blood cell production, meaning better B12 levels improve how much oxygen your working muscles actually receive. More oxygen means more endurance, less fatigue, faster recovery. Best timing: mid-morning between meals, especially in sublingual form. Vitamin D3, vitamin E, the circulation booster. You've supported the muscle repair. You've restored the nerve signal. Now let's talk about the third piece, the one that determines how much fuel and oxygen actually reaches your legs while you're using them. Vitamin E is one of the most powerful antioxidants your body has access to, and its role in leg health specifically comes down to 2 things: circulation and oxidative stress. Every time your muscles work, every step, every climb, every moment of standing, they produce waste products called free radicals. In a younger body, antioxidants neutralize those free radicals quickly. In an aging body with declining antioxidant capacity, those free radicals accumulate, damaging muscle tissue, stiffening blood vessel walls, and slowing recovery. Vitamin E directly neutralizes those free radicals in the muscle tissue and in the lining of your blood vessels. The result? Better circulation, vessels that can dilate more freely, more oxygen and nutrients reaching the working muscles of your lower body. For people whose legs tire quickly, feel heavy after mild activity, or cramp easily, low vitamin E is often part of the picture. How to get enough vitamin E? Food sources: almonds, sunflower seeds, spinach, avocado. These are among the richest natural sources. Supplement form: look for mixed tocopherols rather than alpha tocopherol alone. The mixed form includes the full family of vitamin E compounds that work together as nature intended. Around 100 to 200 IU daily, is generally considered a safe and effective range. Pro tip: combine vitamin E with vitamin C or CoQ10 for enhanced antioxidant effect. These nutrients work synergistically, meaning together they do more than the sum of their individual parts. Best timing: with your main meal, as vitamin E is fat-soluble and absorbs best alongside dietary fats. Towards how to combine them for maximum effect. Here's the smart way to stack these 3 vitamins into a daily routine that's simple and sustainable. Morning meal with breakfast: vitamin D3 alongside healthy fats. Eggs with avocado. Salmon on whole grain toast. Greek yogurt with nuts. The fat ensures proper absorption. Mid-morning and between meals: B12 sublingual tablet. Let it dissolve under your tongue. No food required. This is especially important if you have any history of digestive issues or are on medications that affect stomach acid. Main meal: lunch or dinner. Vitamin E with mixed tocopherols. Take it alongside whatever you're eating. The meal's natural fat content handles absorption. And don't overlook this: hydration and light movement dramatically improve how efficiently your body uses these nutrients. Even a 10-minute walk or a few minutes of resistance band exercises after meals helps shuttle nutrients into the muscles that need them most. You don't need perfection. You need consistency. Diane has been on her targeted supplement routine for 4 months now. Last week, she walked up the staircase in her Portland home, all 12 steps, carrying a laundry basket, without stopping, without grabbing the railing. She stood at the top and laughed out loud. "It sounds small," she told her daughter on the phone that night, but it didn't feel small. It never does. Because independence isn't measured in miles or gym PRs. It's measured in staircases. In chairs you can get up from without help. In morning walks you don't have to talk yourself out of because your legs feel like they'll betray you. Weak legs after 60 are not inevitable. They are a signal. And now you know 3 of the most powerful nutrients science has identified to answer that signal directly. Vitamin D rebuilds and repairs your muscle fibers. Vitamin B12 restores the nerve communication your muscles depend on. Vitamin E improves the circulation that keeps your legs fueled and recovered. Before starting any supplement, have a conversation with your healthcare provider, especially if you're on medication. Get your levels tested, know your baseline, then build from there. It is never too late to get stronger. If this video helped you, hit that like button and share it with someone whose legs could use some support. Subscribe for more research-backed senior health content every week, and drop a comment below. Do you want a follow-up video on the exercises and meal plans that work best alongside these 3 vitamins? I read every single comment. I'll see you in the next one.